Hey, it's Tree from Tree Essentials, and I am chiming in with you today to continue on that conversation about your emotions and checking them for your hair growth. We will be covering today reflection time. So reflection time is truly key for the growth you are seeking for, because when we are not looking at the things that are going on in our life, we are kind of sitting in going on autopilot, to be honest. Autopilot is not a good place to be. Think of it as your computer not updating. When your computer isn't updating, it starts having different malfunctions that happen, and eventually sometimes that can cause for viruses on the computer dot. Same with your growth in your hair, and same as well your overall health and wellness. So ways to emotionally regulate, there are so many different types to cover, but we're going to talk about our deep breathing, time out in nature, and as well journaling. So I want to first and foremost go on this nature. Like, look at this background beauty, and it's the fall time. So I want to chime in on our reflections of emotional regulation through journaling, nature, and just going ahead and taking a moment for ourselves before we wake up in the morning. Like, look at this beautiful piece in nature. This is the fall time for me at the moment, and yes, it may be a little more chilly, but it's still a requirement to get outside and engage with the when we are doing things like this, we are actually optimizing our abilities to get a lot better oxygen in the body. That is going to be key to the growth you're seeking, because when you get that inside yourself, you are making your blood say, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so happy. Your blood's going to thank you. Your immune system's going to thank you. And it's just an overall positive benefit. Yes, I do not like being cold. And one of those things that you need to start making sure you implement is your iron. If you're somebody that is a little anemic, go ahead and get your iron that says no constipation on the label, because that is going to be key for your hair growth. When you have brittleness in your hair, sometimes it's because our anemic levels are not being sufficed. Deficiencies in that cause more rigidity in our bones, and it's making you shiver because it needs more iron to replace and help rejuvenate the oxygen flow in the blood system. That sometimes can cure a whole bunch of issues with the hair growth. But honestly, getting outside, even when it's cold weather, is gonna really suit you and get you the happy moods. A lot of times we have that winter blues in the winter time, and that is because it's so cold, nobody wants to go outside. That can be helped with a therapy lamp. I'm gonna click that and put that in the link below. But I need you to note that your health is everything dependent on nature. You want to know why nature is super important? Because you are like nature. There's so many minerals and vitamins in your body that the earth has in the center, in forefront, and when we're not getting those things in, it's really causing an issue of benefit for our body. I am really amazed at the amount of times that we can get outside. We can get outside when we take our kids to school. We can get outside when we get on our breaks. We can get outside when we're going to go grab food. And when we're out there, don't just run in and out. Take in some deep breaths. Deep breathing is key to that hair growth that you are seeking. We are like resetting our blood systems every time we take in deep, deep breaths. So I want you to see some different deep breath techniques that you can use. And one of them is the 4-4-4. So you take in a deep breath, hold it, and then release it for 4. And then do it again. Deep breath in, hold it, and release it for 4. Things like this on a daily, and this one as well, is highly key and noted for growth. And that would be, please don't mind my dogs in the background. We're all getting a breath in. You go take in a deep breath, hold your nostril, let it out. Do it again on this side, hold, let it out. Repeat and go back and forth. That will be key to seeing the growth you aspire for. Another way to ground out in nature when it's outside weather is get your feet out in that ground for a quick sec. Yes, it may be cold, but that earth is going to love you, and it's going to recharge and also release those negative toxins that are building up in your body due to stressors in the environment. And yes, this may be a lot, but there's also ways to ground inside the house too. And you can do that by taking in a moment to close your eyes and take yourself into a place of peace and solitude. These are like really key spaces for your hair growth to get activated, because when you activate and recharge the body, your hair growth has nothing but to do and thrive. Our hair is like one of the last things to grow on the body. So when you are looking for your hair growth, you need to be looking for your overall health and not just putting on a product on the head and calling it a day. That is only work on the outside, is not work in the in. Another thing that you could do is as well, go ahead and get you some oils inside your system. So yes, we like to use castor oil, we like to use jojoba, we like to use avocado, but drink you a little bit of it too. Your body is gonna thank you over time. And not only will it increase for the hair, it will get your skin vibrated and hydrated and nourished too. I am really just beyond amazement of what journaling can do for you, because when you journal, you actually have the opportunity to reflect on what's happening in your life, and then from there you can kind of shift and see where you do and don't like things. That can be over a weekly time, a monthly time, or even a daily. I ask you to do a gratitude attitude space for yourself, and do that because nothing but gratitude can increase your overall wellness. When you don't have gratitude, you are basically saying everything in life is negative, and the world will give you exactly what you're seeing in your perspective. I know sometimes life is hard, but there are so many things to be grateful for. Like if you're waking up, even if you're going to a job you don't like, at least you're getting some money to provide for certain things. And if you don't like what's happening, you can start flipping it on a daily by using your time management spaces, and as well looking and reading up on those that are doing things that you really want to do. That is a true key for mentoring. And if you don't have a lot of money to do that, YouTube is a great friend until you can. I also want you to note journaling can be just mind dumping. Mind dumping is something that really helps in triggering situations so you don't ruminate on those thoughts. Your body likes to ruminate on the things that you give it. So if you're going through a lot of negative things at the moment and you don't let them go, it's like your body keeps repeating it, and like it's like a computer, it starts remembering that process. It's like when you text them, and then when you text, you start seeing the same commands pop up, and eventually it just starts writing what it thinks you're going to say. That's basically what your brain does too. And your hair grows from your blood-brain barrier. So when you are not putting it with nice things, you're building up all that negative in your bloodstream, it's going to start portraying out on your hair growth, because your blood-brain barrier is connected. Your hair is life force energy. It really is something that holds on to what's going on in the areas and environments of our life. And so it's really key to kind of tune into your overall wellness to see what is best suited for you in your life. One thing I do note is when we have things going on in life and it's things that we don't like, Creator is always there to make sure that we are going to overcome things when we allow Him to be a part of our life. Surrender is part of that, and that's why journaling is a beautiful thing, because you can journal to Creator, you can journal to yourself, you can journal just a time period, kind of see little key notes over time to see what was working, what wasn't. And over time, you start becoming your own investigator on how you can change and shift things up. It's really a cool thing, tip, habit. I highly recommend it. When I mean journal, I mean journal when you wake up, journal on your breaks, journal when you have moments of distress, so that you're not holding on to things. Holding on to grief is like saying, I want an illness to come on my body. Why? Because the body expresses what it's given, and energy emotions are energy in motion. That's why journaling is a beautiful emotional regulation technique, because when you do things, you can actually open up to the piece of you that is really seeing what it wants for life. And that is a key piece to hair growth, because over time, when you start seeing the things that you really enjoy and you start putting them into practice in your life, nothing but beautiful things can come up, and it's just like a miraculous journey of love. And that's what emotional regulation is. It's being loving to yourself even when you don't know how things are going to turn out. Like your hair growth, if you're starting over, sometimes the big chop is worth it. Sometimes starting over just with a trim is worth it. But putting things in check in life is really key, and our emotions surface into everything. So when I think of the negatives, I think of the 7 deadly sins. Those are lust, envy, gluttony, jealousy, vanity, and there is one other I missed, but obsession. All of those are, just think of those energies: guilt, shame, strife, anger, hostility, bitterness, resentment. All those are low. You can get those out of your body by seeking the word first, and then as well dumping that out and not going to bed on those type of energies. When you have these type of things, those are actually strongholds that you are putting into your body, and it's going to express over time through illness and expression, especially if you don't let things go. Or you can shift and transmute those into positive, like love, patience, joy, contentment, peace, high energy, love, vitality, happiness, prosperity, all the beautiful things that you want to see in life. You know, God says that our hair is a crown of glory, and all of those things are glorious and immaculate. It doesn't matter where you see yourself in life. Your contentment is everything. It's peace of mind. And with that being said, it's just like worth it to invest into that overall while getting your hair growth in order. Your hair tells stories of journeys of life and triumph and joy. Sometimes pain happens. That's why sometimes people shave hair. Sometimes we like new do, new use. Some people, they say when women get a new cut, she become a new person. There's so many ways. I say getting a new hairstyle, I'm becoming a new lady, okay? It doesn't matter how much your length is. It's more so, I'm just getting so excited about the emotional positive parts. But it doesn't really matter where you see yourself at the moment. Just know that emotion is energy flowing. So you can't hold on to anything. You can't even hold on to water. You can't catch water. Water goes right through your hands. So think of your emotions as something that flows in your body. Even when we have the ones that are negative, note that, y'all, relax. Note that those things go over time if you allow them. Don't hold on to things that don't service you. That is really going to stifle hair growth. And it actually makes hair fall out, to be honest, because you're holding on to a lot of illness, hurt. Like negative emotions are cancer, sense meaning other illnesses and things like that. And when I say cancer, I'm not talking about just cancer, the disease. I'm talking about, listen to that motorcycle confirming, but it's just like something that is unworthy of staying in your body. Your body is a sacrifice to Creator, so He doesn't want to live in temples like that, to be honest. And yes, things happen in life that may be negative, but at the end of the day, when we let those things go and become our very best self by allowing forgiveness, there's nothing that can overcome you. Like, I have stories for days where I could talk about some of the things that are crazy that happen on in life. Trust me, like, I really understand. And I'm not even in your story, but when I tell you my story is like a Triple Crown book, if you ever read any of those, like all that craziness that happens, or if I say not just a Triple Crown, maybe a Gladiator Rome story, like back in the day, I don't know what perspective you want to hear from me, but when I tell you I've seen a lot of things that hurt and betrayal, distrust, but you don't let those take your joy. Don't let them age your body, especially don't let them get into your hair growth, because why? They're not worth it. If they did all that pain to you before, why would you want to hold on to their story in your hair? Like, let them go. With that being said, I'm Tree again from Tree Essentials. I am a health educator, a natural advanced hair consultant, and so I can help you on your hair growth journey as well. I do deep breathing, yoga, meditation instruction, and I can help you in different wellness techniques. So go ahead and book a consultation with me so you can become your very better best self in the process, because that is what we're looking for, honestly, in life. Like, look at the times we're in. You are worthy of the change that you seek. And with that being said, we have the ability to plant seeds, inspire others, and inspire change. And I am Tree again for Tree Essentials, and we are restoring your tree to grow essentially, and your tree is your hair. And with that being said, you have a beautiful, blessed day and or night whenever you're watching this, and I look forward to seeing and speaking with you soon. Have a great day, lovely.